Good evening and welcome to Capitol Tonight. I'm Marshall Keeley in for Tim Boyum. A suspect is now in custody following the shooting death of Charlie Kirk. Our Daniel Grimes has the latest details on the arrest from our Washington bureau.
We got him.
Utah Governor Spencer Cox on Friday after the arrest of 22-year-old Tyler Robinson and the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Authorities say Robinson's father saw surveillance photos of the suspect released by the FBI and confronted his son, who then confessed. His father told a family friend, and that person called the U.S. Marshal. He was arrested Thursday night about 250 miles from where Kirk was killed. According to the governor, the suspect's family said Robinson had criticized Kirk, mentioned Kirk was scheduled to appear at an event in Utah, and that Kirk was, quote, full of hate.
Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years.
Authorities said Robinson's roommate showed police messages the suspect allegedly left on a group chat app called Discord. The messages spoke of leaving a rifle wrapped in a towel in a wooded area and referenced engravings on bullets. Police say they found that rifle and ammunition in the woods near Utah Valley University, and the bullet casings, which were engraved with expressions including "Hey fascists, catch," "Bella Ciao," an apparent reference to a song popular with Italy's anti-fascist resistance during World War II, and "If you read this, you are gay, LMAO. The Wall Street Journal reported that the suspect in the past registered as a nonpartisan voter in Utah and that his parents are registered as Republicans. Some political leaders have taken pains to urge Americans to turn down the political rhetoric since the shooting Wednesday night.
Somebody who's arguing the other side of an issue is not your enemy, they're your fellow American.
This moment requires leadership that brings the American people together as opposed to trying to further divide us.
On Fox and Friends Friday morning, President Donald Trump blamed much of the political violence in the country on the, quote, radical left. Utah's governor sounded a different note.
And there is one person responsible for what happened here, and that person is now in custody.
Now, Charlie Kirk's body is back in Arizona, where his funeral is set to take place. President Donald Trump says he plans to attend. In Washington, Daniel Grimes, Spectrum News.
As these political headlines continue to drive conversations across the country, we're turning now to what some young voters have to say. Nick Willets is the president of the UNC Young Democrats. Just last year, Charlie Kirk spoke at UNC Chapel Hill, and Youthan Love is the former chairman of the North Carolina Federation of College Republicans and was recently appointed to the Gaston County Planning and Zoning Board to represent the Dallas Township. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
So, Youthan, I want to begin with you. Just what did Charlie Kirk mean to this younger generation of Republicans, and what was your reaction to hearing the news of his passing and his killing?
Yeah, so Charlie Kirk was a great advocate for conservative voices, but he also believed in the Bible and advocating for Christian values across America. You know, he spent much of his time traveling campus to campus, coast to coast, speaking for a voice and putting out conservative Christian values and being an advocate for Jesus Christ. I think that truly motivated a lot of people to become engaged. Recently, as you'd mentioned, I served as chairman of the College Republicans. For my senior year, I did my thesis on how right-leaning college students influence the presidential election. One of the number-one ways they got involved was through Turning Point, which obviously that has a lot to do with Charlie Kirk being the founder and the face that you see on the news all the time.
UNC Chapel Hill did host Charlie Kirk recently. What do you remember of that visit, and what is overall your take, your perception of Charlie Kirk and his life?
So first, I want to offer my condolences to Charlie Kirk's wife, Erica, and his two young children. What happened on Wednesday was horrifying to see and absolutely unacceptable when it comes to political violence in this country. We should never have political violence in America, and it goes against exactly what our country was founded on. I remember Charlie Kirk coming to campus about a year ago. I did not attend the visit, but as UNC is a public university, and we have a lot of different perspectives on our campus. And one of the great things about UNC is that we welcome everybody with different perspectives onto our campus. And when Charlie Kirk came to campus, he had every right to be there and to express his views. While I didn't agree with his views personally, he had the right to come onto campus and say what he believed, and no one should ever be punished or be a victim of political violence for doing so.
Youthan, one of Charlie Kirk's kind of hallmarks was that he invited debate and open political discussion about these difficult topics. Is that part of what made him so appealing to your generation?
I definitely think that was a very big aspect of why he was so appealing to our generation. He encouraged cordial debate and offered either side the right to speak their mind and engage in that conversation. You know, America's coming up on being a 250-year-old country. America was built through discussions, debates. Were those debates heated at times? Yes, more than likely. But we should not have political violence today. We should be able to still engage in those good conversations and move forward from those conversations.
Is there a figure within your party or within your group that could rise to that level or could continue to encourage people to participate in our system of democracy, especially people that are in your age group?
So I think that the Democrats have a lot of strong voices right now. We're seeing a lot of folks like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, to name one. The Congresswoman from New York's 14th District is a passionate advocate for young people across our country. We're seeing Democrats all across the country rising up. We haven't seen someone quite like Charlie Kirk yet, but I think that we as a party support the idea of freedom of expression, freedom of debate in this country, and I hope that the Democrats continue to push for that and to encourage others to be respectful and to use rhetoric in a way that's respectful and cordial when it comes to debate and not in a way that encourages violence of any kind.
Youthan, turning back to you for a moment here, the impact of this shooting. Obviously, this happened at a campus in Utah that was well attended. This event and was a topic that I'm sure was talked about on campus for several days prior or before Charlie Kirk made this appearance. Do you think that there needs to be increased security at events like that in the future? Will there be a change, you think, necessary here?
Yeah, completely. I think that needs to be the forefront of discussion, both on Democrat and Republicans right now. We need to increase security at any debate. Wednesday made it very clear that we can no longer have debates or discussion, political events on college campuses without security. Whether that's putting drones up in the air to secure the area and make sure people are not on rooftops. We just need to exercise that and make sure we're doing all that we can. Next month, I'm scheduled to speak on a forum at a university here in North Carolina, along with a state senator, and that's one discussion he and I have had over the course of this week since Wednesday, that we want to see increased security to ensure our safety, but also the safety of the attendees.
Nick, this attack happened with a weapon. It's now the 47th shooting at a school in the United States this year. Do you think there needs to be a change in terms of establishing a perimeter and ensuring that those weapons are not allowed at events like this?
I 100% think there needs to be a change. We're seeing violent incident after violent incident on college campuses. At my school, at UNC Chapel Hill, we experienced 2 incidents of gun violence on our campus in 2023, which were heartbreaking to see. We're seeing gun violence is becoming a major problem in our country, and we need to do more about it. In North Carolina, we're seeing Republican members of the North Carolina General Assembly propose reckless legislation like NC Senate Bill 50, which is taking away the last major restrictions we have on gun control in our state. I think we're moving in the wrong direction in the state. People like Phil Berger and Destin Hall are pushing us in a direction that's not good for our state, pushing us in a way that's taking away those basic restrictions that we have on keeping folks across North Carolina safe. And I think to make our campuses safe and to ensure the safety of students across North Carolina, we need to make sure that we have stricter gun laws, stricter perimeter regulations when it comes to schools, and just to ensure the safety of students all across our state and at campuses so they can feel safe going to class every day.
Nick Willets, Youthan Love, thank you both for your time today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. For more stories in your community, click the subscribe button here. You can also download the Spectrum News app or watch us on TV for the latest information, balanced coverage, weather updates every 10 minutes, and more. We'll see you then.